Hey everybody, welcome to Week 8 in the 2027 NFL season. I'm featured by EA Sports and Franchise Mode. Today we're going to have the Green Bay Packers going against the 4-3 Detroit Lions. Let's see, 3-3, 4-3, fairly even. Let's dive deeper into this. This is where it gets interesting. Number 1 in the league in rushing yards with this Detroit Lions offense, led by Jahmyr Gibbs. That's really good. As you can see, he's got 712 rush yards on the season, playing really out of his mind. Good for him. He's going to do great this game, more likely than not. However, this defense on this Packers team, they're really, really good. 4th in the league in opponent pass yards, 13th in rushing yards a game, and this Detroit defense, it's kind of a lackluster with them. Terrible over the air, with 30th in the league with 250 passing yards a game. Jordan Love's going to have a hell of a game with that 3 receiver crew that he has that I'm going to talk about later. Passing yards a game for the Packers, next to the bottom, not too great. Jordan Love also was hurt in the first 2 weeks of this game, first 2 weeks of this season. Let's get even more into it. Let's talk about injuries. 2 injuries not starting for either team. The cornerback and the D tackle for Detroit, and a halfback and left edge for Green Bay. Green Bay's got so much depth in both of those positions at this point, that doesn't really affect them. However, that is their second string corner. That is not good. Second or third string, depending on if they're going to start Jonathan. Let's get into the key players. Let's get into this. Jahmyr Gibbs, 5'9", 200 pounds, leading the league in rushing yards on the season so far, playing out of his mind. And then their quarterback, Lucas Johnson, also getting a good amount of rushing yards. This is going to be a very, very important game. Now, however, Lucas, for being a second-year quarterback, needs to turn off the interceptions, turn up the yards, and starts doing things better. 16 sacks. That is not good. Now, let's go to the Packers. Jordan Love, probably a very important player in this game. He used not very much without his receivers, though. 3 interceptions on the years all came in games where his receivers were when all 3 of his top 3 receivers were not in. Now, about that receiving core, you have David Johnson leading them with 40 receptions already. Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, with a good old Tucker Kraft at that 4 spot. Don't question Josh Jacobs, he can catch the ball too. However, all these guys are here today, which means Jordan Love could very well throw a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns this game. Let's get on to defense. Let's talk about this Lions defense. Daniel Johnson started his career as a D tackle, sitting behind Quinnen Williams, shed some weight because they needed a Mike linebacker, and now he hasn't gone back. Now he's on the Lions, playing very well. 2 tackles for loss, 35 solo tackles, 53 total tackles, and 4 pass deflections. He's playing really dang well. And don't you forget about Jonathan Rinaldi. He's the fastest corner in this league, and no one's going to tell me different. 51 total tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 TFL, and those interception yards are pretty dang good. 1 pass deflection, no forced fumbles. He's good. He's not Defensive Player of the Year, but he's good. Then you have DJ Reed Jr., again, just a cornerback that gets a lot of tackles. He isn't that special. He's pretty dang good, but he's not that special. The only issue with that Packers offense is their receivers are very tall, except for Matthew Golden. But he's not the number 1. As you saw, David Johnson with those 40 receptions, he's the number 1. He's 6'3". Johnson's 5'7". What are we going to do with that guy, Lions fans? Well, DJ Reed's 5'9". Is that much better? No. Henry Randolph, 5'9". Hard hitting. They have undersized safeties and corners, 6 foot, 6'1". What's 6'4" and 6'3" David Johnson, Christian Watson going to do against that? They're going to take it over. However, Jonathan's really fast in zone. He's good in zone. So is DJ Reed. That's where they get these interceptions if they're in zone defense. If they're not, then, well, that sucks. 3 TFLs for a corner, insane. 8 TFLs, 8 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson. I believe that is the same thing. Playing really well this season. And then these two blondies on the same team should be a crime, and I will cope with that. Packers defense. Let's go. Evan Feudner, by far their best defensive player. Micah Parsons having a recessed year so far. He started the year off with a dislocated ankle, and now he's already back and playing dang good, but not as good as he should be. 7 sacks on the year. Am I thinking about last season? I believe I'm thinking about last season. Well, please forgive me. Micah Parsons has probably played all games this year, and he's playing pretty dang well. Evan Williams, their starting free safety, with 3 interceptions. Is he going to get another one? Lucas doesn't like to throw the ball deep. Probably not. Not this game. Maybe at some point in the rest of the season, possibly. These pass deflections by Evan Feudner and Shantavius Dillon, pretty good. Rashawn Gary, he's playing okay. He's playing pretty solid. And then Micah Parsons, you can't stop him. Xavier McKinney, yeah, he's okay. Nate Hobbs, pretty good, pretty solid. Isaiah McDuffie, he's getting up there. He's getting up there with them. Devontae White's doing all right. Quay Walker's doing okay. Lucas Van Ness, they aren't starting him. It's 4th year in the league, and then he's not even starting. And if he is, it's on the D tackle too. They got to find a way to incorporate him better. Let's go switch to something else. Let's make this nice and simple. Kicking. 5 for 6 field goals, 83%, 45. One of his was blocked. 16 for 16. Kind of hard to lose that. Good for him. He's having a good season. Good. Ooh, boy. Eddie Marks. 9 for 9, 10 for 10. Oh, 10 for 11. He got an extra point blocked. That's right. I believe that was in week 1 of this season against the Packers, and Evan Feudner was the guy who blocked the kick. Intangibles. Let's go. Now, what do I think's going to happen for this Lions-Packers game? Well, let's start with the basics. Who's going to start with the ball? I believe if the Packers start with the ball, that's a bad thing. Because in the second half, that means Lucas Johnson, Jahmyr Gibbs, and this Lions offense gets that ball, and they get to set the tone. I believe it's a little bit early to make any blanket statements on who's clearly bad and who's clearly good, except for possibly that rush yards offense by Detroit at first. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep that. More likely than not, they will. Packers. Best way for them to win is to slow the run. I know that's going to be hard, but if any team's going to be able to do it, it's going to be this team with that strong linebacker core and fairly decent on the line. It's going to be a very close game. If Lucas Johnson limits turnovers, they win this game. I don't think it's close. I think they win by 2 scores or more if Lucas Johnson doesn't throw an interception. If he throws 1 interception, I still think they might sneak out a win. But I don't think if he throws 2 or more interceptions, borderline 1 interception, they lose the game. They lose the game if he throws more than that. Jordan Love's playing very well. They got to have explosive plays. But those corners, they're too fast on that Detroit Lions, except for unless David Johnson or Christian Watson can get really good 1 play, touchdown, or something like that. They got to get a big play. They got to get this team fired up if they want to win. Green Bay's got to have better energy. I don't see that happening. Give me Detroit 33-27, which hurts me to say, but because I'm a Packers fan myself, I think Detroit gets this win.